What's up guys, I'm Suman from Phonestein, and yes, after a full hectic month I am back. I'm very sorry, my entire editing station was in a complete mess. My PC didn't work for say 2.5 weeks, then my computer was damaged and internet was not working. So a lot of problems. Now I finally fixed it, and today let us talk about a brand new laptop which comes with an RTX 3060. So if I say RTX 3060, your minds would probably be like, it's going to be too costly. And even I was like, when I first saw Acer's ad or advertisement on Twitter, I thought, they say it's India's very first RTX 3060 laptop. So I eventually thought it will be around say 1.2 or 1.4 lakh rupees. But when I went to the product page and saw the pricing, I was blown away, because this laptop starts at 90,000 rupees. Yes, 90,000 rupees for a laptop equipped with an RTX 3060. And truth be told, I decided to make this video, and from this video I am resuming the Laptalk series. So Laptalk is a series where I talk about laptops in India. By no means is this video series a review, but rather me talking about laptops. So I give my opinions, my thoughts, my first impressions on any laptop that has newly released in India. Now I would really love to review all these laptops that I'm talking about, but sadly I'm not in a position to do that. But anyways, let us talk about this laptop, because this here is an interesting laptop, and for creators and really passionate gamers who don't want to spend a lot of money on a laptop, I think this might be a good starting ground. So without wasting any time, let us begin. So from now onwards, I'm going to split Laptalk into two. So I'll be talking about the positives and the concerns that I have, slash if there's something bad, I'll also tell that in the concern section. But in positives, I will talk about whatever I feel is great about a particular laptop. So in this video, let us start with that. And starting with the positive, the first thing that I am impressed by is with the performance that you will potentially get out of this device. So as for the processor, you are getting Intel Core i5-10300H. Now you might ask, this is not a 11th generation processor, but it doesn't matter. Now the 1135G7, so which is the 11th generation Intel processor. Now when you compare this 11th generation processor with the 10th generation 10300H, the performance difference, to be very honest, is not that different. Now the difference will be in the die size and the TDP of the chip itself. Now the 11th generation processor consumes very less power when compared to this, but still, if performance is what you care about, then this is definitely going to perform well, because the i5-10300H is a 4-core 8-thread processor, and it should be pretty good enough to handle most of the games out there and even content creation. Now the only thing that I kind of feel could have been changed is, instead of an i5-10300H, they could have given a Ryzen 7 4800H. Now that is an 8-core 16-thread processor, and it's not like implementing that in a laptop is going to be costly, because I have seen many laptops with that same processor for around 84,000. So it's not that it's not possible, but if they had that processor and this, then this would have been a balling system, especially when it comes to the CPU. And with so much cores, especially for content creators, that would be even more amazing to edit their videos or edit their photos or do any other work in general. But the i5-10300H is still a really solid CPU for gaming purposes especially. So I think we have a good start here. Now the main standout feature of this laptop is the RTX 3060 that you have in this machine. Yes, for just 90,000 rupees, you are getting a laptop with a freaking RTX 3060 that is a really powerful graphic card. Now this is a 6GB variant. It has 3840 CUDA cores, a boost clock of up to 1703 MHz, and has a power consumption of somewhere around 60 to 115 watts. Now yes, it's not going to be as super powerful as its elder brothers, but this is still powerful, and it also supports most of the technologies like their elder brothers. We all know how powerful the RTX 30 series lineup of graphic cards are, and the 3060 in this will definitely give gamers a really nice and immersive experience. Not only will it give high frame rates, even you can play games at really high resolutions. In this case it's going to be 1080p, but still, even if you want to connect to an external monitor, you can do that, and you're still going to be able to play really detailed games with really amazing frame rates. And not only for gaming, if you're planning to video edit or do 3D modeling or animate on this laptop, then the 3060 should definitely be able to handle it. So as I previously mentioned, gamers and content creators are really going to enjoy the power that they are going to get out of this machine. Now this laptop comes with 8 gigs of RAM, and sadly I couldn't find the speeds, but one good thing is that on this laptop you can upgrade the RAM up to 32 gigs. Now especially if you're a content creator and especially dealing with things like video editing, 3D modeling, having the ability to add additional RAM is definitely going to be really helpful for all of them. So as for the performance, this laptop is going to be a super solid performer. The RTX 3060 paired with the 10th generation i5 chip should definitely help games check out more frames and also help content creators have a smooth workflow. And with Premiere Pro now supporting NVENC, the RTX 3060 should really be helpful for them. Now I'm really surprised by the performance that you will get out of this system, and for 90,000 rupees you are definitely getting a lot for your money. The price to performance ratio is definitely high on this laptop, which actually makes me feel very happy. But I do have few concerns regarding the performance, which I'll talk about later, so make sure you watch that also. The next thing that I found positive about this laptop is definitely the display. So here we have a 15.6 inch Full HD IPS 144Hz display. So usually if you get a 144Hz display, companies try to save cost by putting a TN or in most cases a VA panel. Now VA panel is good, but definitely not as good as an IPS display. But here you are getting a high refresh rate display, and it is an IPS display too. So the colors are going to be really good on this. And not only the colors, the viewing angles, the entire experience of viewing through this display is definitely going to be good. Now by no means is it a super color accurate display, but I'm pretty sure it should be more than adequate for most content creators. And as for gamers, the 144Hz IPS display should give them a really immersive gaming experience. And even looks wise, it kind of looks decently modern. But if you talk about the display, I think this is a huge positive on this laptop, because be it for content creators or for gamers, they are getting the best of both worlds. And for this price, even though it might not be the best display in the planet, this sure is an amazing display for the price. So the next thing that I think is really positive about this laptop is definitely going to be the keyboard and trackpad. So let's just start with the keyboard. Now on first look at the keyboard, I fell in love with the layout of the keyboard. Now it is well spaced out. Now Acer didn't leave huge gaps on either sides, but rather they utilized the entire space, making it a really good layout. Now fun fact, you even have a numeric keypad towards the right, which is amazing. Now not like there are no companies that do that. Yes, there are companies that do that, but I recently took a look at an Asus gaming laptop, and that also had a numeric keypad, but everything was crammed to the side. But that's not the case here. They have utilized the space well, and the layout on this laptop is definitely good in my opinion. Now you have RGB lights on this keyboard. So basically I do like the keyboard on this, but one thing we have to keep in mind is that for me particularly, I am a huge fan of Dell's keyboard. Now they are amazing. And second maybe Asus, maybe, but Dell is, for me, it's my personal opinion, I really love Dell. And I've used few Acer laptops before, and I've definitely not enjoyed the keyboard. So this is a 90,000 rupee laptop, so let's hope the keyboard should be kind of good. I don't mind if they're not super clicky or tactile. but I just don't want them to be mushy. So let's hope that's not the case here. If anyone's buying this laptop, definitely let me know how the keyboard is in the description below. Now let's talk about the trackpad. Now I do have few concerns about this, but we'll talk about that in the concern section. But as of now, I do like one thing about this trackpad, and that is this comes with Windows Precision drivers. So you will definitely be able to do all the Windows 10 gestures on this without any issues. So I think that is great. So the tracking on this and the ability to do all the Windows 10 gestures easily is a huge positive. And in general, Windows Precision drivers are much more better than any Synaptic driver or things like that. So I'm really happy that is here. So the next thing that I like about this laptop is that you have dual storage. So you get a 256GB SSD, and this is a PCIe SSD, and you get a 1TB hard disk, and this is rated at 7200 RPM. Now since the SSD here is PCIe based, the speeds are going to be good. And the best thing about the storage situation in this laptop is that it can be upgraded. You can add additional SSD or maybe another hard disk if you want. It is up to you. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be a huge positive for anyone who wants to swap out the hard disk for an SSD, because as I always say, SSDs are the best. So the fifth best thing that I like about this laptop is the selection of ports here. You get quite a healthy selection of ports. Now you have two USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports, a USB 3.2 Gen 2 port, a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type C port, a HDMI 2.0 RJ45 port, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and a Kensington lock. Now I'm really happy to see an RJ45 port here. So if you're a really competitive gamer and you do want that extra bit of speed from your internet, then you can definitely plug in. Now this is a pretty solid selection of ports, but the only gripe that I have is that there is not a full size SD card slot in this. Now if you're a content creator, then you might have to buy a dongle and carry it around. I really wish they had included it, but anyways, you guys would have noticed one thing. Where is the charging port in any of the pictures that I showed? And it's actually at the back. So I don't know how convenient this location is going to be for most. Now having the port in the back sometimes might come useful, sometimes might not. Few people might like, few people might not. So let me know your thoughts on the position of the charging port. Put that in the comments below. And as for charging, you finally get a 180 watt adapter here. And finally, another thing that I like about this laptop is the connectivity options that you get here. So you get Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.0. This new generation of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are definitely going to be an advantage, because you will get better speeds, better connectivity options and range. So I think this is a good add-on by Acer. Now let's talk about some concerns I have about this laptop, and if there are some things that I didn't like, I'll also talk about that. So the main thing that I'm very concerned about this laptop is the thermals. Now we know that the specs on this machine are powerful and you will definitely get really good performance from this laptop. But one thing that we have to keep in mind is that if the thermals on this machine are not good, then the performance that you can possibly expect out of this machine is definitely going to be affected, and in the long run that might be a huge problem. Now Acer has stated it has technologies like Acer NitroSense and Cool Boost that will help with the cooling. And from the images we can also see that there is definitely a lot of ventilation in this laptop. But just with the pictures, we can't say that the thermals on this machine will be great. And even if Acer they do tell there are amazing features to help cool the laptop, we just can't blindly believe it. So I really hope I get to test this laptop out, and I really want this laptop to be thermally good. Now this is a really powerful machine, and if the thermals are good, then you will have a machine that will give its best. And in the long run, it will definitely serve you well. Now one thing I noticed is that the entire chassis is kind of thick. It's not like huge, like really massively thick, but it is definitely thick. But I think it's thick enough to have enough cooling to make sure the thermals on this machine are good. So let's just hope the thermals on this machine will turn out to be good. And this is not a con, this is just a concern that I have, because I really want this machine to be amazing, and if thermals are good, then the performance will definitely not be hit. Now the next thing that I'm going to talk about in the concerns that I have is the trackpad. Now it's not more of a concern, it's more of something that I didn't like. That is, I didn't like the position of the trackpad. That's because it's too much on the left. I don't know, I don't think it's some natural hand position where if you're using a laptop, you're like this. Now, I'm not sure how many people like their trackpad to the left, and I think if I'm not wrong, most people like their trackpad in the center. So to be honest, I really didn't like the position of the trackpad here. But one thing that I'm concerned about is going to be the surface of the trackpad. I don't know if it's going to be like a MacBook or anything, but I at least want it to be half of it. The surface should be smooth enough to track properly. If the surface is messed up, then the tracking experience, in fact the general experience of using the trackpad, is going to be spoiled. So let's just hope the surface on this laptop is going to be good. Third up, there's one thing that I didn't like about this laptop, and that is the webcam. You get only a 720p webcam. So 720p. Next up, a major concern that I have apart from thermals is the battery life. So here you get a 57.5 watt hour battery. Now it is kind of decent. Now the amount of power, the CPU, the GPU, the cooling inside and other components are going to utilize is definitely going to be high. Now since this is a gaming laptop, I would have personally wished for a battery with a little higher capacity, maybe 70 watt hour or at least 65 watt or something like that. But this is a 57 watt hour battery. Now I really don't know how well it is going to perform in terms of battery life. We have to just test that out. And another thing is that this processor here is not a really power efficient processor, so that is also another concern here. And the GPU is really power hungry, and I know when you're gaming you're mostly going to be plugged in to get the best out of your laptop, but if you're not plugged in, will you get great battery life out of this laptop? So all those are little concerns, but we'll definitely have to wait and watch to see actually how it is going to perform. Finally, we have the build. Now from outside it definitely looks amazing. It is not too red and things like that, and even the images, they show the keyboard as completely red, but it's not that. But still, I really like the look of the laptop. But one thing we have to be concerned about is the build quality, the materials used. Is there a lot of plastic? Even if it's plastic, is it rigid solid plastic? So all that things should definitely be considered. And this laptop weighs around 2.3 kilograms. I mean, it's kind of decent for a gaming laptop, and with such power and definitely a lot of cooling that might come with that, I think this is definitely a decently sized machine, and the weight is also decent. But still, the main thing that I'm concerned about is the build and how long the build can survive. So again, we'll have to wait and watch. So this is the Acer NitroPhi AN51555, and I personally think that this here is an amazing laptop. Now not only for gamers, even if you're a content creator or do 3D modeling or do some architecture work, you use AutoCAD, things like that, for all that, this laptop is definitely going to perform well. And the surprising thing is that you can get this laptop for 90,000 rupees, and it is also highly upgradable. So in many ways, this laptop is definitely going to come in use for all professional work and even for gaming. Now the best part is that you need not shell out so much money, because for 90,000 rupees you're definitely getting a lot. And I think the laptop industry is actually becoming even more competitive. So I'm just excited to see what other manufacturers are going to bring, especially Asus, because those guys are competitive when it comes to providing great laptops at a great price. So as I mentioned in the cons, if the thermals on this laptop are on point, then you have an amazing laptop that will definitely perform really well, and one that will give you amazing gaming experience and a great experience with content creation. So Acer, kudos, and if you're willing to send in a review unit, please do. I really want to check out this device. So thank you for watching, and this here is Suman signing off once again. Catch you later.